Hi everyone and welcome back to Wounded Warrior Tarot. Today I'm doing your Fast Friday message, and this is the first message that I'm doing with the new Halloween deck that I bought. So this is the Halloween Oracle by Stacey DeMarco. And I know at least one other reader has this that I really like. So you might have seen it before, but I'm very excited. They are gorgeous cards. I'll go ahead and show you. Your card for your message today is Trick or Treat. And this card is about learning to play. This card is about pulling yourself out of that constant work mode and being like overproductive, or being so focused on trying to solve a problem or achieve something that you forget to find time to have a social life or work on your relationships or just have fun and play. And it can also be a self-care card too, I think. So if you're, being kind of hard on yourself right now and you're not really doing a lot of self-care, then this message is for you too. So really beautiful cards. I love the dark border. I'm going to go ahead and read to you what this says. Now the booklet, this is the booklet that comes with it, and I have to say the definitions for the cards themselves are not super thorough, but it comes with a lot of history about Halloween and Samhain. So I'm just going to read to you everything that it says, because this is going to be a little special. Okay. Trick or treat, mischief and play. Stalking, each of them comes with a little poem too, by the way, so here's the little poem. Stalking and stomping, eyes shining in begging baskets, faces and bodies that are no longer ours, laughing skeletons in candy caskets. I mean, there's just one with every single one, the little poem to the right there. And they're kind of cute. Okay, so it says, trick-or-treating is such a fun thing to do, is it not? Yet why do we trick-or-treat? Ancient peoples understood that there were both mischievous and perhaps nasty spirits wandering around at nightfall at Halloween, as well as happier, more benevolent spirits. They thought that if they dressed as spirits themselves, or other frightening creatures, they would not be recognized as humans and attacked. The idea of causing a little chaos as one of these spirits was part of the invitation and the enjoyment of the night. The practice in medieval Britain was aptly called souling. Today, trick-or-treating is a huge event. We spend much time, money, and effort dressing up as our scariest creatures, and this has even extended into dressing up as our favorite celebrities and other pop culture idols. Instead of traditional candy apples or barmbrack, we give out a mind-boggling variety of candies. The idea of frightening away death and darkness still stands. I believe that the modern trick-or-treating also unites communities by introducing our families and friends to those around us in a non-threatening and joyful way. Many of us do not know our neighbors, even those who live next door, and Halloween gives us an excuse to not be so reserved and extend our boundaries. So all of that, and now we're just going to get to this last paragraph at the very end talking about the card itself. So if you're thinking about getting this, just know that you're probably going to need to develop your own relationship with the cards and the meaning behind the cards. I guess I didn't really let you look at my setup either. I got a nice big skull over here. This one, his eyes glow. I'm going to turn that on when I do a later reading. The bobbleheads and Dia de los Muertos stuff on here. Just thought it would be a cute little Halloween setup, so I hope you enjoy it. Okay, the last paragraph says, should you receive the trick-or-treat card in your divination, it may well be a time to examine the role of play and mischief in your own life. You don't have to have a child or be a child to let go and have some playtime, and you can extend the fun to others. Sometimes we are afraid to make mistakes, and play is one of the ways to alleviate the pressure that we sometimes place on ourselves to get everything perfect every time. Alternatively, it's worth knowing that there is a balance between manipulation and mischief. The former is not pleasant for others, and the former is not pleasant, and the other has at its core a sense of irreverent fun. So, yeah, I think just the message here, looking at your other cards, is just about, I think if you're coming to this message, you're probably being very goal oriented and focused on your tasks, and you're having maybe a hard time just sort of lightening up and having a little fun. So we're going to talk about that today. So we start off with the Two of Cups, which is the partnership card. Usually this is a card of romance, a spouse, a boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, etc. But it is a partnership card, so it could just represent, you know, maybe a sibling, maybe you're working on a project with someone very closely and they're your partner, and maybe you're so goal oriented, the two of you, that maybe you're bumping heads, or maybe you're getting stuff done, but it's taking a toll on you, not having fun or doing any self-care. So if this is about a romantic relationship, then the advice here that we're going to start with under the trick or treat card is to have fun with your spouse again. You know, plan a date night, even if you're in quarantine, if you can. If you have a babysitter, if you need a babysitter, or if the TV needs to be a babysitter for a night, every now and then it's not going to hurt anything. And it's worth it for you guys to have some fun. What did you used to do when you first met, if you've been together a long time? You know, what was the thing that brought you together? Try to make a date out of that and go play and have fun. The Six of Cups is the card sort of about the past. This is a sense of home, familiarity, that warm sense of like being with your family, or going home for the holidays, or just comfort and happy memories, something familiar, something from the past, something to do with your roots or your foundation. So again, this can be saying maybe you need to work on your relationship with your family members, or spend more time at home, or maybe it means that you're longing for this. I get this a lot as a sense of longing too. Just if you're really unhappy or stressed or depressed, or if you're feeling overwhelmed or even hopeless, this card sometimes comes up to sort of indicate that you're kind of longing for that sense of warmth, that sense of comfort, you know? It can be a sign of a lot of loneliness or depression. And usually when it comes up, it's because we're so focused on work and getting tasks done, or solving a problem, like this petulant problem that just will not go away. Like, I need another job really bad, and I keep getting rejection letters, and I don't know what I'm going to do. And to be so focused on that problem because you slip into survival mode and feel like I really can't do anything until I get this fixed. And Spirit is saying, we're working on it, we hear you, manifest with us, but you also need to take care of yourself, your mind, your soul, your body. You need to be able to relax every now and then, and you need to be able to have fun. And this sense of longing and this loneliness will be eased greatly when you start having fun again. Hang out with your friends, Zoom call your friends, watch a movie with them, watch something tacky or funny and make fun of it with them, or try something new that you haven't tried before, or try new food, or cook a dish that you don't think you can cook. Follow the directions and see if you can surprise yourself. Just do something fun. Hang out with your family, your partners, your friends, somebody, because you really need that back in your life, you know? And then we have the Joy card, which is really saying all the same things, you know? This card is just about raw joy, happiness, vitality, and in divining the future, this can sometimes mean that that's on its way to you too. So if you are in a space of lack, or you're feeling really lonely, or like you're missing something, then this card, the Sun card, can indicate that that something may be coming to you soon. So again, another card about joy. You know, it can be saying you need to reach out and find the fun here. You need to take care of yourself. I mean, a bubble bath is nice, but self-care is more than just a hot bath and some candles. You need to release stress. You need to be with other people. You need to laugh. You need to have fun. And if that's something that's missing right now and that's why you're here, then know that it's on its way. And just keep talking to spirit, keep telling them, I'm feeling a little hopeless, I'm feeling a little lonely, I don't really have motivation right now. Can you help me climb out of this? Can you show me what I'm missing? Help me find my people again. Okay. The next card is the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune is the Fate card. This is stuff that we're not just manifesting. This is not the stuff that's directly linked to our willpower and our personal choice. This is about the tides of change, the energy of the universe, and the way that it flows, and this is indicating that those energies are changing, are going in a new direction. Unexpected events can happen. With it upright, that's usually a positive sign. So this can also be sort of the pull back, launch forward kind of thing that I'm always talking about, where in order for you to go really far forward, like an arrow, you need to be drawn back. And with these cards together, I'm kind of getting the idea that that's what's going on here. So, I have this card that's like representing a longing, which can mean a lack, and this card which says that something joyful and good can be on its way to you, and then we have the Wheel of Fortune upright. So I think maybe you are in a state of lack right now where you're just feeling kind of depressed, hopeless. It might be a little bit, or you might be like, yeah, I'm flipping miserable, and you're like crying through this whole thing because I'm validating you right now. So whatever it is, know that something is on its way here. There's a change coming for you. And you just want to keep talking to spirit and co-creating and telling them, how you're feeling and what you need. Sometimes I like write letters and then I burn them to sort of send them up. So that's an option. You can get candles that have like specific spells and meanings to them, and you can burn the candle that has the intention you want. Okay, so next we're going to go into the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. Now, I kind of wanted just a little more information because this seemed like such a small reading, so I continued. And this represents basically putting in the effort, when it's in reverse, putting in the effort and not getting anything in return. So, not a lot of results or rewards. This can mean that you're putting in the effort for something and you are getting a return, but it's not what you expected. So maybe you're working on a relationship and you're putting your all into it and you're getting good feedback, but it's not really what you'd hope for. Or maybe you're busting your butt at your job and you're getting paid, but there's no recognition, there's no appreciation, there's no help, and on top of all that, it's not enough money anyway, which I think is a place a lot of us are in right now. So, and this makes sense a lot with this trick or treat card too, because a lot of times when we're in that situation, our instinct is to work harder or to try to make the job work or the relationship work, because you're already getting a little bit of something that you need, and you don't want to just dive off into the abyss. I'll just get a new job, I'll just give up on this relationship, or I'll take a break and I'll leave for a little while, because you feel like it's already working a little bit and maybe I can get it to work a little bit more. But the problem is that our effort equals our manifestation. So wherever you put all of your effort and your attention, that's what you're going to manifest. And if it's a dead end because spirit is working on something better for you, and you keep trying to push forward with this dead end, it's only going to cause you problems and leave you in that state of lack. So I'm not saying go quit your job right now. I'm just saying you need to find time to clear your mind, think about what makes you happy, and then start manifesting and putting intentions and effort into what you truly want. And again, that's co-creating with spirit. So they can help you, but they have to know what you want. Yeah, and then we go into the Knight of Cups. And this is the romantic poet of the deck. This is emotions and intuition. This is following your heart, doing what your soul is calling for rather than what your head is calling for. It's being in touch with your emotions and being in touch with what is you, what is your purpose, what brings you joy, what makes you feel like you're doing what you're supposed to. So yeah, I think that just goes along with the message of, I think that you feel like it's time for a change, and you probably have one on its way to you, so I see that things are going to get better anyways, especially with this Wheel of Fortune card in the upright. But also, when opportunities are presented to you, you are being advised by this card to follow your heart and not your head. So it doesn't, this is a scary thing to say, but it doesn't always make sense when we do what we feel is right, you know? And it may be a little scary, but I feel like there might be a decision in your future, and the decision, if it needs to be made, should be made with the heart and not the head. So just try to keep that in mind. Spirit wants you to follow your passion. Spirit wants you to go where you are happy and joyful. And if I'm really getting the idea that this is about jobs and careers, but I do have the Two of Cups. So if this is about a relationship and you feel like you're just not getting back what you'd hope for, I want you to try, with this Trick or Treat card, to put fun in the relationship and remember what brought you two together in the first place, and try to revive that happy. But if you know in your head and in your heart that that other person is checked out, or you're checked out, and it feels like you're just hanging out in a place you don't belong anymore, that's your instincts telling you that it's time to go somewhere else. So again, I want you to put in the effort. With this Trick or Treat card, I want you to try to find that play and that sense of youth and joy. But I also want you to follow your instincts, because they may be telling you something definitely needs to change, you know. Something's going to change. So maybe you're in a good place and it's going to get better. Sorry, my roommate just came home. Or maybe you're in a bad place and things need to change. But I want you to follow your heart and your instincts, and I want you to find time to take care of yourself and bring yourself joy. Okay, last two cards. I think these kind of go with the same thing here. I'm going to go with this one first. This is the Four of Cups in reverse. And if you look at this card upright, so these are the cups that are empty and before him, and he is thinking about them and pondering over them, but then there's another cup in the clouds that Spirit is handing to him. So in reverse, is the opposite of like longing over the empty cups. In reverse, you're now looking at the cup in the clouds. This is about acceptance. This is taking that cup. This is finding peace, choosing happiness, looking for the positives, putting in effort towards bringing yourself joy and getting yourself to the Sun card. So I think this is Spirit, and again I have this Eight of Pentacles, and this is about developing a skill, crafting an ability. So to see these two together, I really feel like this is Spirit saying to you, you want to develop your ability to actively seek positives and to choose joy, which is a very easy thing to say to someone, but when you're the one experiencing that lack, it's very difficult. So one thing that I wanted to say is that our brains, our human brains, are wired for survival no matter what. So if we feel that we're in danger or our survival is in danger, our brains will automatically look for negatives and threats so that we can seek them out and address them and stop the threat so that we will no longer be in survival mode. However, when your survival mode is poverty or extreme loneliness or depression or anxiety, then your parasympathetic nervous system starts developing these habits of always seeing the negative. And it's not something that you're actively choosing, it's something that you're instinctually doing. So instead of it just being like, oh, you're just depressing, you just. Sorry about the noise, guys, if you can hear that. It's not that you're actively choosing to be depressed, but but you want to retrain your brain to start seeing positives and realize that the positives are there as well. It's something that you have to work at because you have to override your instincts, essentially. So I want you to think about that, because I know sometimes when people are just like, well, you just need to learn to see the bright side. It feels very, very gaslighting. It's very, it kind of feels like people are trying to silence you. And I want you to see it the way when Spirit says it, what they're saying is, focus on retraining yourself, because this human body has a bunch of its own functions that are aside from our spiritual functions, and we have to kind of coexist with them. So yeah, but that's your message today, guys. Just a quick hit, my first Halloween one of the year, and I hope that makes sense for you. I hope that helps somebody, and I appreciate you coming in, and I'll see you on Tarot Tuesday.